to be talking about the incredible body that we live in and its inbuilt ability to heal itself. The human body was designed to heal itself, and it'll heal itself if you give it the right conditions. Many people today are unaware of those conditions. Many people have been deceived into thinking that what they're doing is something that will bring about healing. And what I'd like to present to you tonight is truth. There are two basic systems of healing. One is based on truth, the other one is based on lies. But I'd like to suggest that it's based on something even more, unfortunately, powerful than lies, and that is deception. And deception means not as it seems. And the Bible sweeps the curtain aside, and it shows us the source of both of these systems. It shows us what they're based on. And I'm so glad that Jesus came to show us the way, the truth, and the life. In John chapter 14, verse 6, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. The system of truth that's established by Jesus is based on truth as it is in the Bible, truth as it is the way that our body works, and it shows that our body was created. It was created by God to heal. It was created by God to heal itself, and it needs faith. Faith in God, who created it, faith in the body that it has been created to heal. But this system here, it claims that we evolved, that we were not created, and because we evolved, our body doesn't have the ability to heal, and so it needs help. And so developed an industry to produce drugs that are apparently supposed to heal us. But a lot of this system is based on the opposite to faith, which is fear. But God said in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, he said, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And what a sound mind does is it considers the options. It considers all the factors that come into place on the situation of sickness, on the situation of healing. And God said in John 10, verse 10, he says, I have come that they might have life and have it more abundantly. So God's aim is that we have life and have it more abundantly. But the first part of John chapter 10, verse 10 says, the thief comes not but to steal, to kill, and destroy. But Jesus said, I am come that they might have life and have it more abundantly. So the end of this system is death. And the Bible speaks about the great deceiver. In 1 Peter 5 verse 7, the Bible says, cast all your care upon him, for he cares for you. God cares. But let's have a look at the other system. Be sober. Be vigilant, knowing that your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeing whom he can devour. And then the Bible says, whom resist, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the God of all grace, who has called you unto his eternal glory, after you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. That is God's plan. I wanted to establish that as we go into the a very serious area of cancer. Number one killer in the world, actually there's two that go neck to neck, and that's cancer and heart disease. And we'll be looking at the heart tomorrow night. But tonight I want to look at cancer. I want to give you the truth on what's happening today. The internet has opened the world to information, but also confusion. And I like to use the BHSC method to determine truth. The BHS system, number one, Bible. The Bible is the truth. That is one thing we can have faith in. That's one thing we can believe in. The Bible says in John chapter 17, verse 17, sanctify them through thy word. Thy word is truth. H is history. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. We've been here a long time. There are some proven methods that work, and history tells us that. And then we've got science, the science behind it. The science behind how the body works, what helps and what doesn't. And then right at the end, in the BHSC method, we've got common sense. And common sense isn't very common today. But whether you are a king or a pauper, whether you are black or white, whether you live on the top of the planet or the middle or the bottom, we all live in the same body with an inbuilt ability to heal itself. And God's government is a government of freedom. I remember when I was young, there were lots of songs in the 80s, 70s on freedom. And freedom is based on free choice. I am the master of my destiny. I am the one that chooses what I do and what I do not with my body. But God designed that whatever we do to our body, we assess. Remember, God has said He has not given us the spirit of fear, power, love, sound mind. Sound mind assesses these things. Does it work? Does it not work? I need to investigate before I put this into my body. And God said in Exodus chapter 15, verse 26, Moses was telling the children of Israel what God had told him. It started with a little two-letter word, if. The human body will heal itself if you give it the right conditions. And in this verse, way back in the Old Testament, where the bodies were exactly the same as the bodies are today, in this verse, He tells the truth on sickness, on healing. He said, if you will diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God and do, not enough to hearken, do. In James 1:22 it says, be ye doers of the word, not hearers only, deceiving your own souls. If, Exodus 15:26, if you will diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God and do that which is right in His sight, give ear to His commandments, keep all of His statutes, then I will put none of these diseases upon thee that I put upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. The archaeologists that are digging up the bones of the Egyptians, and technology today, whoa, that can test those bones and tell them a lot. And they have discovered that the diseases humanity suffer from today were the same. They had cancer. They had heart disease. Did God bring them? Didn't that verse say it? Bring? Don't forget the first bit. If you will diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, do that which is right in His sight. Give ear to His commandments. Keep all of His statutes. I will put none of these diseases upon thee that I brought upon the Egyptians. I am the Lord that healeth thee. And God is saying, I heal thee through these laws. I keep thee safe and without disease through these laws. That's how